It is meant to be the middle of winter and it is hot in this room. Like, I don't understand. I have the fan going. Anyway. Welcome back to my channel, guys. So I wanted to talk about an interesting topic. That is the topic of tracking calories and counting macros. Should you do it? Shouldn't you do it? And is it pertinent for a healthy and fit lifestyle? In a broad nutshell overview statement, in my personal and semi-professional opinion, I say semi-professional with a complete grain of salt, I am still a student in my field. My own personal opinion formulated by my own experience and what I've learned from my university lectures. No, I don't believe that counting or tracking your macros and calories is 100% necessary to be healthy or to live a healthy lifestyle. Do I myself count calories and track macros? At the moment, yes I do. And this is 100% determined by my own personal goal. So for those of you who don't know, I am hoping to compete next year in season A of the ICN, and my beautiful coach Sophie, she has me counting and tracking. Whether or not you should be counting and tracking is entirely up to you and your personal goals and what you, your dietitian, your coach, or your GP have decided. I want to talk a little bit here about my first experience with tracking macros. And by the way, guys, this was like a long time ago. This was back when I had first started my health and fitness journey. And if I'm honest, guys, I was a little bit of a noob at this point. Now, before we go down this anecdotal rabbit hole, I want to quickly discuss The Matrix, and not the movie The Matrix, obviously. But this matrix is something I have developed in my own head. Well, actually no, I'm sure other people have thought of it too. It's pretty simple, it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, The Matrix is something I've sort of come up with over the last few years after having dabbled in sort of like fad diets and different lifestyle choices. And it's basically what I use to determine for myself whether or not a way of eating or a lifestyle or a diet is good. So the three components that I use to determine whether or not a diet is good are enjoyment, maintainability, and sustainability. So, as I was saying before, I had just started out my health and fitness journey, and my boyfriend at the time, he was really into the gym and he was tracking his macros. So I just decided to sort of follow what he was doing and eat the way he did. And it was very bro sciencey, if I dare say. Lots of chicken, lots of rice, lots of broccoli. It wasn't a fun time. It wasn't a great variety of foods that I was eating, guys. And I am such a foodie. I love cooking, I love creating new recipes, and I love eating. Yeah, I love eating, and this takes me to the first criteria of the matrix, guys, and that is enjoyment. The way of like meal prepping in bulk and tracking, it really wasn't enjoyable. It took the enjoyment out of food for me. I have heard a lot of dietitians and a lot of nutritionists say this, and I think it's really true, and that is the best diet for you is one that you are going to be able to stick to and adhere to for a long period of time. And when I say diet, I mean like way of eating. Yeah, that you aren't going to stick to something that you don't enjoy, and therefore you aren't going to be able to see results from it. Yeah, so there I was with my little microwavable bowls of sadness, and I would just eat those for lunch. Yeah, so I'd have my egg white omelets in the morning, my protein oats for lunch, and then lunchtime would roll around and I'd have my chicken, rice, and broccoli, and then dinner was just whatever protein mum had been cooking with some non-starchy vegetable. Yeah, let me tell you, that got real boring real fast. That takes us to the second criteria of the matrix, and that is maintainability. Yeah, I would eat this way for like 5 days a week and I would track everything and I was really on top of it, but I just wasn't seeing results. And that is because, my friends, when the weekend rolled around, I would just eat everything inside and I wouldn't track any of it. Yeah, the diet I was eating, I didn't enjoy it and it wasn't maintainable. So when the weekend came, I just binged because I felt deprived. Yeah, I remember when Friday and Saturday nights would come around, I would just, yeah, eat everything. Like, I would eat so much food, and I told myself that I deserved it because, like, I did. I felt like I had been working so hard and I had basically been force feeding myself 5 days straight foods that I didn't want to be eating. Yeah, and when the weekend came, because I hadn't been listening to my cravings or listening to my body, I would just pick out on pizza and chips and KFC and high sodium Chinese takeaway, and I'd be like, yeah guys, I'm really into health and fitness. That is not a maintainable way of eating. I was literally maintaining my diet for 5 days in a week. Like, what? Although, yeah, I was really strict on those 5 days, my body didn't need me to be eating all of that nutrient poor, energy dense food in such high volumes. Like, let me just preface this right now. There is nothing wrong with eating takeaway, there's nothing wrong with eating pizza, and there's nothing wrong with eating chips. I love chips, come on. But like I said, it's just not maintainable because it was kind of like I was having a 5-day purge and then a 2-day binge. Like, it was just a joke. That is not maintainable by any means for anyone. There's no longevity to a diet like that. Now, this segues into criteria 3, which is sustainability. Now, when I'm talking about sustainability for a person and their way of eating, I'm talking about the actual health factors. We have enjoyment, we have maintainability, but is your diet actually sustainable for your body's physiological functions? That's in the sense of, are you eating enough healthy fats for vitamin absorption? Are you actually eating a wide variety of foods that you're getting all of those vitamins? And are you so macronutrient focused that you aren't even paying attention to micronutrients? And guys, at the time, that was 100% me. When you're eating the exact same foods day in, day out with no variety and no change, there's definitely the possibility and risk of maybe becoming deficient in certain nutrients. I'm not saying I was, but you still want to be making sure you're eating a variety of healthy foods. So that was my first kind of dive into calorie counting and macro tracking. And I want to say that this diet way of eating lasted for around 6 months. We can't really say that I was tracking consistently because, like I said, I would just binge on the weekends and I didn't even take that into account. And guys, as well, when Monday rolled around, I had felt so guilty for what I had eaten on the weekends that I was hammering myself to be even more strict, and that is just so not good for our mental health. Like, oh my gosh. My experience with tracking calories and counting macros now is so much different, and that's definitely because I've acquired some more wholesome scientific knowledge of nutrition and have actually just developed some proper common sense. So my beautiful coach Sophie, I mentioned her before, I check in with her every single week, and then she sends me my macronutrient targets for the week that I have to hit. I'm reluctant to share them here right now because they are so uniquely tailored for my goals, and everyone's goals are different, and everyone is different heights, weights, energy levels, activity levels, and everyone has a different metabolism, so no one needs to be eating the exact same macros as somebody else. But yeah, she sends them to me, and I eat flexibly to reach those macronutrient targets and to reach those goals. And I implement my matrix when doing so. Like I said before, I love food. Food is my life, and I'm not going to eat foods or force myself to eat foods that I just don't enjoy. If I wake up and I don't feel like eating protein oats that morning, I'm not going to eat them. I'm going to listen to my cravings, listen to my body, and eat accordingly. Yeah, I may have to dabble with some ingredients and some quantities to make sure I'm still in my macronutrient range, but I'll still be enjoying the foods that I'm eating, which in turn ticks the maintainability criteria, because why wouldn't you want to stick to a diet that you enjoy? Like I said before, if you love something or enjoy it, you're more likely to stick to it. Now this comes full circle to sustainability. So being 2.5 years into my exercise and nutrition degree, I have learned some ways to implement some more nutrient-dense food into my day, and I make sure I do this. There are a few tips and tricks I put in every day to make sure my diet is sustainable for my health. Number 1, I like the majority of my foods to come from whole foods. That's fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, eggs, meat, and sometimes I supplement with protein powders and a creatine supplement, but I make sure I actually know what are in those foods and what the ingredients are. If a supplement or a packaged food is filled with ingredients and chemicals that I can't pronounce or don't know what they are, I choose not to eat it. Number 2, I like to switch up my macro sources for each meal. So for example, if I am having chicken as a source of protein for lunch, I want to make sure I'm getting a different source of protein for dinner and breakfast. whether that's like fish or beef or a vegetarian source of protein. The same goes for carbs and fats as well. If I'm having sweet potato at lunch, I'll try and have like quinoa or rice at dinner. That way I'm getting a plethora of nutrients and a variety of foods. I'm not getting bored and I'm not like losing out on certain micronutrients. Number 3, I eat the rainbow. I like my plate to be filled with color, filled with vegetables. Making sure I got some yellow there from my capsicum, some green from my spinach, a little bit of red from some tomato, making sure you're getting like your vitamins and minerals all the time. And number 4, I listen to my cravings. You can honestly make a healthier version of any food you can think of. So if I want pizza and I'm craving pizza, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm getting in my car, I'm driving to Woolworths, I'm buying like cauliflower pizza base, if it's in stock, because a lot of the time it's not. I feel like there are a lot of bikini competitors who live in my area, so they sell out really fast. That's not the point. The point is I would be in the kitchen making myself some pizza and eating it, because you can eat pizza and still be healthy. And you can still make it fit your macros. So that is what I have been doing, and that is what is working for me. But I just want to bring this back to my original statement, and that's I still don't believe that tracking macros and counting calories is necessary for you to be living a healthy life. Although it works swimmingly for some, I know that it can be really detrimental to others, because a lot of the time people get caught up in the number game of it all and they become a bit obsessive. I know too that people can often like become disconnected from the feelings of hunger and satiety, and they aren't able to eat intuitively. If you're unsure whether you want to go into tracking calories and macros, or if you need to do it for your health and fitness goals, what I recommend doing is sitting down and figuring out what your goals actually are. I know when I'm not getting ready for a big fitness competition where I have to look a certain way, I eat intuitively, and that works for me and it works for my overall health. But my short-term goal is to get ready for a big competition where I have to look a certain way, and to do that, counting calories and tracking macros is important. It's not something I'm going to get up here and promote either way. I think it comes down to you personally. I've said it once and I'll say it so many times before, there is no one size fits all to nutrition. If you're interested or you're not sure, go speak to a registered dietitian or your nutritionist, because that is what they are there for, and they will be able to help. I know when I was first getting into health and fitness, I honestly thought that I had to be tracking everything every day and I had to live this strict, regimented schedule, and that's just not the case. If you're a competitor, it's a little bit different, and that's fine and that makes sense. But guys, it's not 100% necessary, and if you are eating intuitively and eating in a way that works for you, and you're thriving and you have energy and you're exercising, then you are doing just fine. Anyway, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video.